Hello again, everyone. I am Bill Scott, and welcome. Taking a look back at the 2015 U.S. Open, Chambers Hill, out in Washington. If you were like me, a lot of people, you hear a lot of complaints from the golfers, even some of the fans complaining about the golf course and its unfairness and how difficult and all that kind of stuff. I got to admit, as a viewer, I was intrigued by the difficulty of the course, the fact that they were hitting the ball past the hole on purpose, and having the ball come back. I mean, these golfers knew the different areas that they could go to rescue shots and so on and so forth. Certainly, it was difficult. Certainly, there were certain holes that were almost impossible to negotiate, and you kind of see that in the scoring, but as difficult as it seemed and as difficult as the players thought it seemed, there were still 24 golfers that made and that's a third of the field that made $100,000 or more. There were golfers that shot under par rounds throughout the course of the 4-day event. It was difficult and it was challenging, and yes, I'm sure the greens were bumpy, but the entire playing field played with the same conditions. So it's a major. It's supposed to be tough. It's not supposed to be easy. I think some of these golfers have to get over themselves and play the course. It's a major championship, and I thought there was a little bit too much complaining. I do think that the USGA in the future, they could at least make the greens better than what they were at Chambers Hill or Chambers Bay. But again, it is what it is, and it was a spectacular finish to the U.S. Open, the second major of the year. Jordan Spieth, I wouldn't bet against him for the for the Grand Slam. If he can win the British Open, certainly there will be a storm created at Whistling Straits in Kohler as they get ready for the PGA Championship in August here on Wisconsin soil. So that will be interesting to follow. Spieth, there are certainly there were holes in his game, but when it came right down to it, he made the plays with the putts and the drives and so on and so forth when he needed to. As for Dustin Johnson, it is unbelievable how he dominated that course. He had an 80% fairway ratio off the tee, and as long as he hits the ball, gave himself plenty of opportunities. The putts that it came down to at the very end. That is what's being talked about, and that's what's being written. However, he just did not putt the ball well all day. He had many opportunities, birdie opportunities, throughout the course of his final round, and just he struggled to make a single putt. He had opportunities to go into that 18th hole with everything wrapped up already. And as it was, maybe he still should have been able to at the very least force a playoff on Monday and today with Jordan Spieth, an 18-hole playoff. But the fact of the matter is, Dustin Johnson had plenty of opportunities as well as he played throughout the entire tournament, especially driving the ball off the tee. He had his chances on Sunday and not just on the final hole. He had plenty of opportunities and just did not take advantage of them. As for Jason Day, well, I think he came out a hero to a lot of golf fans across the country. Jason Day collapsing near the end of his second round on Friday afternoon with vertigo. He went on to finish. He was able to play through Saturday and played well enough to get him in a tie for the lead, a four-way tie at 4 under par entering Sunday's play. But he continued to golf through the problems. Had it not been a major, he probably would have withdrawn after Friday's round. But it was a major. It was a U.S. Open. It's a tournament that he has always fared very well in. A young golfer that when it comes to the U.S. Open, he's going to be in it. He obviously just ran out of gas. He didn't have much left in the gas tank, still battling with the vertigo issues, and it was unfortunate to see a golfer that had got himself into a tie for the lead entering the final round to not be able to factor into it. He was 5 over and finished even for the tournament, it was too bad because Jason Day certainly is a very likable golfer, and he's going to even be a more likable golfer, not only among his peers, but among the golf fans in general. Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods is, his story. Friday, he shot a terrible round, 10 over par. He improved a little bit on actually, that was Thursday. He improved a little bit on Friday when he came back and shot 6 over par, but finished 16 over his worst his worst score in a U.S. Open competition since he has been on the PGA Tour. So what happens next for Tiger? First of all, I certainly don't have the answers, and I'm not sure a lot of people do. I would like to see Tiger go away for a while and seriously work on his game, not just shoot, not just practice and then play an event before the next major. I don't think he should go over and play in the British Open. I think he just needs to take some time off, and whether he's even ready for the PGA Championship remains to be seen. But it's not fun watching Tiger golf. If you don't like Tiger, it's fun because he's blowing up, and you're seeing him play like like you and I play. But Tiger Woods is it's an embarrassing situation for him right now. He was trying to crack jokes on the first and second day of the U.S. Open because his play was so bad. So, some say he needs to just play through it, take the beating, and try to make improvements in one area at a time and try to get his game back. Some say he needs to just go away. Either way, his game is not in a position to win anytime soon. I know a lot of the experts on television are asked about whether they think he'll win again. Some say he'll win again, but not necessarily a major. Some say he even has a major. I think those people are afraid to say that Tiger Woods is washed up and may not win another major. Because what else are they going to say? They're trying to promote the game. They're trying to promote a longtime great golfer who has won a lot of majors and obviously still trails Jack Nicklaus, but he could be within striking distance if he got his game back. I'm just not so sure that's coming back, and I think a lot of people are afraid to say it. I do know this weekend that there were some of the analysts that I listened to probably came closer to saying that Tiger Woods, that they fear he's not going to get it back at all, and that was again the closest that I've heard in a long time. It seems to me a lot of people just making excuses for Tiger Woods at this point in time. As for the coverage by Fox, their first major, well, I thought it started slow. In fact, it was very below average on the first day. I thought eventually they picked it up. I'm not a huge Joe Buck fan, but I thought Joe Buck, while he got off to just an okay start, I thought he was better at the end. And let's face it, we're going to see a lot of Joe Buck. Fox has this major golf package, and they're going to be the ones that are going to be doing the analyzing. So I think at this point in time, we're going to have to get used to Fox. They certainly have plenty of improvements. I think they need new interviewers. Putting some pretty gal in a short, skimpy outfit and having her ask basically lob softball questions just isn't cutting it. This is PGA golf. This is the U.S. Open this weekend. I thought they were sorely lacking in that area. But again, overall, as a fan, I thought it was a fun U.S. Open to watch. The difficult course, I think, is always fun to watch the fans, watch these PGA professionals sometimes struggle a little bit because they are so good, and they're still so good, even watching them struggle on a difficult course. Congratulations to Jordan Spieth. He is the champion. Tough luck for Dustin Johnson. He deserved probably a better fate, and we'll see what happens in July at the British Open.